Today in this video, I'm going deep into self-concept. Hello, my beautiful friends. I'm Shannon. This is Lifestyle Manifesting, and I'm talking all about manifesting as a lifestyle. Design your life how you want it to be. So let's get into self-concept and what that is. Your self-concept is how you perceive yourself. Your self-concept is your identity, your personality. So in order to manifest and align with the reality where you have your desire, you're focusing on your self-concept of who you are. So you want to focus on the reality of the person, the version of you who has your desire. So in order to manifest your desire, you have to be the version of you who has your desire. What does that look like? You want to contemplate in your mind what it looks like if you have your desire. So for example, if it's a specific person and that's what your desire is, relationship, being in a relationship with your specific person, you want to have the self-concept or the identity, right? The personality of the person in a relationship. The person in the relationship is not distraught and spiraling and feeling anxious all the time and feeling like they're not chosen. That is not what you are. In order to manifest your specific person in your life, you need to align with the version of you in that reality with your specific person. The feeling is the secret. So how do you feel? Imagine, right? You can conjure that feeling right now. And that feeling would be, you feel secure. You feel secure. You feel good. You feel like you know that you're loved. You feel like you know you're chosen and wanted. That's how you feel. It's a way different feeling than, the feeling of, a breakup when it's not even your choice or you feel rejected. That's a completely different feeling. If you're feeling rejected, you're going to align with the reality that continues the momentum of feeling rejected. Okay? So, which means you're not going to be in a relationship with that person you want to be, whether an ex, new love, or anyone. But if you're feeling rejected, you're going to match a reality that shows you how you feel within. Your whole entire world is a reflection of your inner world and what's within you. So you want this desire, every desire you want, all you have to do is be the version of you who has the desire. That's what self-concept is. And that is what my course is all about, the new course that I created. So all you need to do is in order to master your reality, you master your self-concept. You master the version of you who has the desire. So you have to start shifting to the picture of what it looks like to be in the relationship. How do you feel? What are you thinking? What are you doing? That version of you is waking up feeling good and enjoying life. Don't be the version of you who feels rejected and you're trying to do techniques and you're trying to manifest them and then you're checking them on social media and you're wondering what they're up to, because that is you not being in control of your reality. Your reality is coming from your imagination. You're the causation of your reality. It starts with you, and everything within you manifests out and shows you the reflection of what's in you. What's within you, whether it's manifesting a specific person, manifesting weight loss, manifesting a new car, manifesting a new job, a new career, a glow up. It doesn't matter what that is, what that desire is, health, right? All of these can be manifested by you becoming the version of that person right now. Who's you, right? That version of you right now. Let go of the old story. Stop focusing on the past. Stop focusing on yesterday or this morning. And right now you step into the focus of you being with your desire. It's really as simple as that. But so you cultivate and generate those feelings, right? You focus on that picture of what it looks like to be in the reality with your specific person or with your desire. What does that look like? What are your thoughts? So the thoughts with weight loss would be, I'm in my perfect body. I'm so thankful and grateful that I have a strong, beautiful body that I love being in. Those would be the thoughts of the person who lost weight. The person who's in great health would feel, I feel so healthy. My body's so strong. My cells regenerate. They're powerful. I have a powerful body. The person in the relationship, they're thinking, I am so grateful that I have this love in my life. And it feels good to wake up every day to the person I love. In order to manifest, you need to have this matching reality or matching feeling within to match the reality on the exterior world. I'm going to go ahead and answer some questions. How's everybody doing today? Emerald Green, can you solely focus on self-concept, or should you affirm for others as well? Are you speaking about manifesting a specific person? It's a lot about the story you're telling yourself. First and foremost, what's the story you're telling? The reason you're focusing on self-concept is first and foremost, what's the story you're telling about yourself? Are you a person who's rejected, victim mentality, you don't have what you want, nothing works out for you, life's not really that good, it kind of sucks, that bad thing happened again? Okay, so that's why, so self-concept is how you see yourself. Start shifting to be the person who's, hey, life's really good and I'm living abundantly and I'm having a great life and all my desires come to me and I'm a powerful manifester. Self-concept doesn't mean like, well, it's aligning to the reality that you prefer, but you do also need to tell the story like you want it to be. So should you affirm for others as well? Do you mean like a specific person or a boss? Yeah. If your boss is kind of being a jerk and you want them to give you a promotion and you want them to like you, then you want to affirm. They see your value. And how do they perceive you? What's their perception of you? They see you as the best choice and the best candidate for that promotion. Your specific person, how do they see you? They see you are the goddess of this world. Like, you are so inspiring and so fun and so exciting to be around. All right, Priyanka, hi. Hey, is it okay if I don't believe my affirmations or if they seem unrealistic as I say them? It is okay, right? You don't have to believe your affirmations 100%. You want to believe in the possibility, right? Just believe that it's possible. I don't even believe all my affirmations. And so they're like, there are infinite ways to look at this, right? Some affirmations when I started, I didn't believe them. Over time, the purpose of the affirmation is to replace an old belief. So over time, well, time doesn't mean it has to take a long time. It could just be over a couple days. You start to believe those affirmations. You're replacing old thoughts that are disempowering, that don't align with the desire or the reality that you want. So you need to replace the old programming. The programming, 95% of what you know about life is all unconscious programming. Okay, so you want to replace the old programming of beliefs that you just adopted walking through life and replace it now with new beliefs. All right, so for many of your desires and for many of the manifestation and desires that you want, you will start to feel like, oh, this is feeling more true and this is feeling more natural. Okay, but it doesn't have to be that 100%. So do self-concept affirmations keep him from pulling away? Absolutely, yes. Self-concept affirmations will keep him from pulling away. You know why he's pulling away? Because you're focusing, I mean, there could be many reasons, but here are some. You started noticing things you didn't like. Maybe he said he's going out with friends, and then now you're like, why is he going out with friends? I want to go out with you. But you're thinking that, right? Like, he's going out with them. Are they more important? Now you're creating a reality where we don't even realize we're creating our reality that way. But if you really feel like you've been totally pushed aside and his friends are more important, you're going to create that kind of reality. He feels like he's pulling away because it's 100% from you. You work on self-concept. Self-concept meaning you have your desire. Self-concept is you're confident. You know this, that he's totally like in love with you or completely enamored with you. It just wants everything to do with you. That's your self-concept for a specific person, something like that, right? You're the best thing that ever happened to him. Thank you for the roses. So yes, you want to, it's how you see yourself and how you see yourself in relation to him. Okay, how does he see you? He sees you, so you want to work on that part of the story. How does he see you? He thinks you're so amazing. He loves spending every moment. He would not even put any friend over you. He wouldn't put work over you. It's you. You're the most important thing. That's you seeing yourself as a priority. You see yourself as a priority to yourself and in relationship to him. Emerald green, what are some methods besides affirming like a banshee for self-concept? Well, you're just focusing on how you want things to be, right? So focus on not what you don't want, as long as you're as long as you don't go back to history and talk about the old story. You're already having conversations with yourself all day long. So it doesn't necessarily have to be the affirmations where it's just a word or sentence chanted over, but it's like, what are your dominant thoughts throughout the day? What are the conversations you're having with yourself? As you wake up in the morning and you're getting ready and you're thinking, oh, like, what are you thinking about? Let all of those thoughts, those aren't necessarily affirmations, but those are affirming your reality, your inner conversations. So your inner conversations, what you're thinking, how you're thinking about yourself and what you're thinking about yourself. If you like to script, scripting is powerful. I created a journal because I scripted everything, and a year later I manifested all. So I created this journal. It was called Everything I Write in This Journal Becomes True. And if you're looking for a new journal, I have that link in my bio. Because the power of writing something down, right? We already have a belief in the world that you're 85% more likely, 80 to 85% more likely to achieve or attain a goal by writing it down. So you're writing it down and you're focused and you're getting more clear. So even if you just spent 10 or 15 minutes once a day scripting out, what are the characteristic traits you want to hold? Some other methods, it's just like starting to think, if you see someone you like and you go, oh, I really like for example, I like how Oprah is a great interviewer, right? She's really good at asking questions and engaging people and always having a flow in the conversation. It's really nice, right? So so you could look at someone you admire and think, oh, I really like how she does that. You could think about how to embody that. How can you embody something that you perceive about someone else? Embody that within you and like make it your authentic self, right? It's like you're downloading those character traits within you. So if you see someone, you're like, oh, I like how they just had that, charisma. Then you can think to yourself, how would that look with me having that kind of charisma? Okay, so it's kind of observing your world and let this be playful and fun, and let yourself think, oh, how do I want? You're kind of recreating we're always recreating ourselves a little bit, but it might feel very minuscule because it's linear time. Now, think in a bigger picture of like, you could recreate yourself to be whatever you want today, tomorrow, the next day, 5 months later. Okay, how to get rid of the third party. With the third party, spend no effort and no thoughts on them. The only thing that we're experiencing in our own reality is what we're consciously aware of. So you guys know Neville Goddard. Neville Goddard called the world, it's all dead. Everything in the world is dead. And the only reason anything is alive is because you give it life. You're the life-giving spirit. And that story of a third party only exists because you're consciously aware of it. You're giving life to that story, and that's why it's present in your reality, because you're giving it kind of importance, or you're giving it attention. I get it. You see it and you go, I don't like that. Well, you have to shift your focus on you. You shift your focus to you and how you perceive yourself. You get rid of the third party by saying to yourself, I'm the best thing that's ever happened to him or her or whatever, the specific person, about the specific person, right? How do you see yourself in relationship to the specific person? How do you see yourself? Do you feel like, I always thought, Maybe that other person is a little bit better. Maybe they're smarter. Maybe they're prettier. Maybe they're nicer. Like, are they a better catch than me? If you're feeling insecure, your insecurity will reflect in the world. So it's really important, as part of your self-concept, see yourself as a secure person who's confident in yourself. You believe in yourself. You see the best in yourself. You're not going to look in the mirror and ever criticize yourself, because it's going to be reflected in the outer world. So you got to make a conscious habit to see the beauty in everything. You see the beauty in yourself, see the beauty in your world. But you're like, so as far as getting rid of the third party, you're going to look at yourself. Whether you're looking in the mirror, you're just thinking about what is the impression you have of yourself. Do you think really highly of yourself? Do you think you're a great person? Okay, that's where you want to be. Seeing yourself as secure, confident, chosen, wanted, completely the specific person's obsessed with you, like love, completely adored with you. Okay, so with the third party, you can also create like a short story. It didn't work out, and it made my specific person realize how much they are in love with me. And then spend no time, no effort, no thoughts on the third party. Because if you start thinking about them, guess what? That topic's going to come up all the time. Your friends will bring it up. You'll see it on social media. It will feel like it's all over the place, and you just keep seeing it, because if you keep seeing it, it's because you have put too much importance on it and too much attention on it. Okay, Pia, is it okay to get back with an ex after you took a year apart, but both families don't support? Absolutely. Every desire you have, you're having that desire because there is already the fourth dimensional you who's already experiencing this reality, and it's feeling separate from you. So yes, it's okay. This whole reality creation is about you getting clear on your own reality, what you want to experience, and also telling yourself you're allowed to have what you want. You're allowed to receive and experience that reality you want. Now, about your families don't support it only because that's your perception. When you change your perception about your families, they will reflect your new perception. But you no longer want to see them as not supportive. You want to see your families as supportive. Okay. So how do you do that? You have to create the new story in your mind about them being supportive. My family supports me. So families didn't support because maybe there's some sort of story. Maybe your family doesn't think is good enough for you, or the person's good enough, or they just didn't like how they were, or didn't like where they were going. You have to let go of that whole old story and start stepping into the new story. The new story is, my family supports me. My family trusts my decision. My family supports me, trusts my decision. They know that I make good decisions. They want me to be happy. So you have to tell the story like you want it to be. Your family will support you, but you have to persist. Even when they're not showing it, you persist until you see the evidence. It will solidify in your reality. So you have to tell the story like you want it to be. His family supports you. They love you. They adore you. Can I manifest someone who's in a relationship? You can. You can select a reality where you are with that person in a relationship. Okay, right now you've selected a reality. The person you are interested in is with someone else. Why do you think your world is reflecting this to you? You could go within and ask yourself, why am I interested in someone who's in a relationship? Is it because I was thinking they don't like me? Is it because I'm not sure, like I'm not emotionally available? Is it because, okay, so there's a reason why you are interested in someone who's in a relationship, but you can overcome all that by aligning with the reality where you are with that person. Okay, so that would look like you working on your self-concept, right? Like I've been speaking about this whole live, working on your self-concept that you're the one, like you are the one, you are the greatest, you are the most amazing, you have your desire. What does it feel like to have your desire? What does it feel like to be in the relationship with that person? all you need to do is contemplate that. What does that look like if you woke up together? You'd be smiling. You'd feel pretty relieved. You wouldn't feel like anxious or worried, but you'd feel pretty relieved. You feel like, I feel pretty good. Okay, so you want to start to move your inner energy, your inner feelings, like energy and feelings, similar, same thing, right? The inner feeling you have within to feeling more relaxed and feeling like you've got this and feeling your power, and know that you're a powerful manifester. You're gonna picture how does that look like when you're in a relationship with the person. Okay, so you're imagining that reality now. Guess what? You don't even know what's going on in that relationship anyway. What's going on in that relationship? They could have already have had a conversation where it was like, you know what? They already had the conversation about breaking up. It just wasn't working out for them, and they're moving on. Okay, so your assumptions are creating. What assumptions are you making? Crystal, I have my SP and worked on my self-concept so much that he thinks I'm going to find someone else. Okay. All right. Well, first of all, congratulations on, do you see that by you working on your self-concept, and you see a reflection of how your world reflected back to you, how you see yourself, it's not just self-concept. What story are you telling? Okay, so if you're saying he thinks I'm going to find someone else, you got to stop telling that story if that's not what you want. Don't let yourself contemplate stories that you don't want to entertain in real life. Also, was there a point where you're like, you know what? If you don't change in your own mind, you could connect the dots of some of your own thoughts. At some point, there could have been thoughts like, if he doesn't change, I'm going to find someone else. Okay, so I'm not sure where the reflection came from, but what I do know is, I mean, you'll know that, but what I know, how you can create the reality you do want, start saying to yourself how you want it to be. Now, okay, so he said, I think you're going to find someone else. When he says that to you, in your mind, say, no, babe. Like you're saying, or you could tell him, no, babe, it's you. I love being with you. Okay, you're affirming in your mind how you want it to be. Affirm in your mind, we are together. Our relationship's stronger than ever. He feels so safe with me, right? That's a great, solid foundation of a relationship. It feels good to feel safe. He feels secure with you. Everyone wants to feel safe and secure with the person they love, that it feels safe and you can share and you can be vulnerable and you can open up. He wants that safety and security. So you create that image or that self-concept of that's who you are. You're safe and you're secure, and he feels that way with you. What's the story you're telling? Because if you keep telling the story up, what if he's going to find someone else? You'll create that reality. Melina, can I manifest freedom like open-minded parents who let me out when I want? Yeah, you can. So with everyone, in your reality, everyone is a reflection of your perception. And through growing up or whatever, you're right now you're experiencing, sounds like maybe the opposite, right? If you want freedom, start focusing on the idea of freedom. Like, I intend to feel freedom. Feel that. What does that feel like to be free? Even assume and affirm, my parents are opening up more. If you feel like your parents like trust you and they believe in you, this is on a deeper level. Maybe you already believe that, but see this on an even deeper level. Your parents are so open-minded. They feel so sure about you moving through the world. They know this is a safe world. They know that you make good decisions. They trust your decisions. So that looks like you saying to yourself, my parents trust my decisions. My parents believe in me making good decisions through life. My parents did a great job raising me to be someone who could figure out life and feel free and have the experience that I want. Okay, so you have to tell it, like every time you're like at home and you're let's say you're in your room and you're thinking about your parents being strict, you have to, in order to manifest your parents being giving you more freedom, you can't focus on they're strict. in your own mind, you could say, oh, they're strict. And then you go, oh, wait, I want them to be. How do you want them to be? That's what you could say to yourself. Hi, thank you, Nicole. You could say to yourself, like, wait, what do I want them to be? I want them to give me more freedom. I want them to totally trust me to go anywhere. I want them to allow me to stay out late. I want them to feel like the world is a safe place. The world is a safe place. It is a safe place, and we're creating our reality based on our perception. So create that it's a safe place. Create that you always have something guiding you through life that feels safe and secure. And then now what you could also do is, like, let's say you have a concert you want to go to a friend, and you're kind of thinking they'll say no. See, if you're already thinking they're going to say no, they'll most likely say no, because that's your perception manifesting out. So the way you have to look at it is, I'm going to this concert. Picture what that looks like, you going with your friend, having a blast, having a great time, laughing, singing, having so much fun. And your parents, they said, yes, go have fun. We want you to go have fun, right? So this is a mental exercise. It's a discipline of the mind. You have to have a disciplined mind when you're manifesting. You discipline your mind to focus on that story you want, because you're going to if you go to the past and you remember how your parents were for half your life or most of your life, you're going to have predictable results. Predictable results would be they continue to stay strict and maybe less open-minded. If you want them to be open-minded, you have to see the vision and the picture of them being open-minded. You create imaginal scenes where it would imply they're open-minded, that's suggesting that they are giving you the freedom that you want. Oh, Emerald Green, you said, well, they saw me as crazy, one, because I ended it. Okay, but you have to drop that perception. You have to drop the perception. The only reason you're experiencing that is because it's your perception. So don't think that anymore. Start thinking they always thought you were really sweet. You can use revision. Like they always thought you were so sweet, such a great person. They love that you were with their child. They like you. But see, you have to replace what you used to think about it. Okay, you replace what you used to think about it with how you want them to see you. The only thing that exists is your memory of the past. So you can replace that memory. Okay? And it will advance into the present moment, the future, as you persist in the new story. Lara, what do you think about being anxious about manifesting? I mean, I know it's not the best, but coaches say that you can't manifest in that state. You can manifest. The thing is, we're manifesting all the time. We can manifest when we're anxious. We can manifest when we're sad. We can even manifest the things that we do want. But my water was falling over. But here's the thing. Nobody likes feeling anxious. It's not a good feeling. I have been there. I know what it feels like to be day after day feeling anxious. So you do want to have a goal to move into a place of feeling better and feeling content and feeling good. If in the moment you're feeling anxious, it's okay. Like doesn't that feel good to know that you could say, it's okay that I feel anxious? Okay, because if you're anxious and you're trying to change it, it's like you're really just keeping it in place. It's okay, I feel anxious. Now, how do you shift your mind to do something where you feel better? Well, that's why mindfulness and being in the present moment is powerful. Go work out where you're completely focused go to a gym where you're doing a class and you're in that class and you have to move with how they're telling you to move, because you'll be present. You will not be focused on what happened yesterday that made you anxious, or whatever's not happening in the future that's making you anxious. The present moment is powerful. So there's many ways to get out of feeling anxious. Start making a list of things you enjoy to do. Start making a life list of things you want to do through your life. Start a new hobby. Do things that you're passionate about, that you enjoy. Marie said, am I doing something wrong? I've been on this journey for 8 months. Your desire is already yours. Your whole reality is your imagination projected onto the world that you see. It's a projection of your thoughts. Okay, so what someone might be doing wrong is you look at the 3D reality and go, well, I don't see my desire. But it's not, the reason it's not there is because it has to happen here within this inner world, the feeling that you have the desire before it will project out in your world. So maybe what you're doing wrong is looking at the 3D for evidence, or the 3D to give you proof or to show you. This is about going within and you build on your own confidence and your own faith within. And you don't have to have faith 100%, just more faith than more doubt. You want to have more faith than you have doubt or worry or concern. So how do you not have worry, doubt, concern? Well, you go live your joy and you live your life. And when you're living your life and you're having fun and you're enjoying life, you read a good book that you enjoy. You're not focusing on not having your desire. You're in the present moment feeling fulfilled. That will match your reality, where you will see more manifestations, more experiences, right? Manifestations are just your experiences. It's just you living life. If you want to live life where you're matching more good feeling, then you got to feel good. You want to be feeling better, at least in the moment, more often, and not looking to the 3D of what you don't like. Are you telling the old story? Are you telling the story about, now it's been 8 months and I still don't have what I want? If you're saying that, you're going to see a reality that shows you that. Because if you say, I still don't have what I want, what does that feel like within? That feels like, yeah, I don't have it. It doesn't necessarily feel empty, but it feels like there's maybe a little void in that spot, right? A space there. Okay, so if you're saying that to yourself, that's just, your world's just going to show you, yep, still don't have what you want. Okay, what you could do without even, you can focus on gratitude. Focus on gratitude and just be like, you know what? I am really grateful. When you're saying I'm grateful, you're grateful for something that's already within your life, that you already have, whether it's something you perceive as big or simple in your life. But gratitude is a different feeling. Gratitude is like, wow, look at all this stuff I have. I'm so grateful for it. But if someone says, I'm not saying that you say this, I'm just giving this as an example, right? Been on this journey for 8 months and I still don't have it. Don't have it. World shows you don't have it. Gratitude, I'm so grateful for all the things I have. Hey, world will show you, it's non-discriminate. Your reality does not discriminate. It just shows you what's within you. Focus on gratitude. You'll see more evidence in your world, things that make you feel more grateful and more thankful and excited. Okay, so it's all it's an inside job. It's an inside job. It's learning not to look at the 3D reality for your manifestation. Okay, it's learning to cultivate within the world an experience that you want. It's not just within, it's the unseen reality, 99% of reality that you cannot see. We can only see 1% of reality. That's physical. But energy, 99% of it we don't see, and all of that's existing, and your reality with your desire is existing right now. So that's why you're going within. You're connecting with that reality that already exists. You got to connect with that reality that already exists in order to align with that reality. But right now, maybe you're aligning with the reality that you see. If you look at reality and you don't like it, and you're aligning with that reality that you don't necessarily like. Well, what could you do when you see something you don't like? You could look at it and say, you know what? I find value in that. That's not what I want. I don't choose that. Okay, we could still feel gratitude in the moment, feel gratitude like, oh, I realized what I want now. That's a great place to feel, right? Even with a breakup, we could realize, hey, I didn't want someone to treat me that way. We could realize how we maybe need to open up and be a better communicator or expressing ourselves. There's so much you can find value. It's finding the value from where you are. Find that value, and then you're like, oh yeah, right? when you find the value of where you're at, and now you say, okay, it's okay, it's all valuable. It feels like crap, it feels like shit, okay, but it's valuable. Okay, that's where I want you to get in your mindset, that you don't want to keep going down, this sucks, victim mentality, this sucks, I hate this. Because the more you do that, you're just kind of, you're going to create a linear reality where it just feels like it sucks. You'll probably eventually get out of it, but do you want to just manifest this now? Because we are allowed to have instant gratification. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. There's a perception there's something wrong with that. Maybe you want to change that perception. You start aligning to that reality where it's like, I'm supposed to be here to have my desire. Okay, and now you're imagining that desire, and now you're just selecting and choosing a reality. Emerald green, SP and finances. When I affirm for SP, I feel rejected and he won't come back. Okay, so you're affirming for SP, and then the feeling inside is like that's kind of the truth, right? Your body tells you the truth of what your belief is in this moment. So the goal with the affirmation is to replace that feeling of rejection. And so you are there some things that you could revise in the past? Can you take the present moment and find it for its value? Can you start even just creating a story? Because our stories manifest. So if you start saying a story, you know what, maybe this was supposed to happen. Maybe this was supposed to happen, so I'm not saying this was supposed to happen. This is the story you create to align with a reality that you want. So you would tell yourself, there are infinite ways you could tell a story to yourself, but a story that would work would be, you know what, that's okay, this happened. Okay, when you say that's okay, this happened, there's a little bit of relief in that moment, okay? But if you're like, I can't believe this happened, that's the energy of what you don't want. That's the feeling what you don't want, okay? But like, it's okay, this happened. I'm gonna get through this. This has made me realize I'm getting more clear about who I am in the world. And this made me realize like how I want my relationship to work, look. How do you want the relationship to look? Because you got more clear, definitely, right? And you're getting more clear right now. Now you know what a relationship looks like to you. It looks like you're a complete priority. You're loved and adored. You're respected. You have boundaries, right? All of these things. So you got to look at the things that you're creating out of what feels like wasn't the best case scenario. But what can you create from that? And now you focus on that instead. Because that's going to get you to the place where you're not feeling rejected anymore. You're going to focus on self-concept. Go to my playlist on YouTube. It's self-concept playlist, and all of those videos in there are about you just listen to them. Hot girl walking meditation. Go listen to that. Go on a walk in the park. Don't even think about him at all. Just thinking how you're so amazing. You're so confident. The affirmations in that are like I'm hot. I look good. I feel good in my body. I love how my body feels. I love how I'm confident. I'm confident, right? You want to get to that place where that's who you are. Because that's a person who's in a relationship. We can be in a relationship and not be those things, but these things are gonna help you have a solid relationship where you can continue to create your reality and reflect a reality that shows you, yeah, you're confident. Confidence and manifesting is powerful. You want to be a confident manifester. You want to get to a place where you don't have to, but it does feel really nice to be totally confident and have conviction like, oh yeah, I want that, that's mine. Because it gets easier and easier when you feel confident about that. Okay, so listen to some of those videos. I Am the Prize video is a great one as well. I Am Confidence is another video I have. I trust, right? I trust and know my desire is mine. That's another video I have. Those are all like meditation affirmations, but you don't have to be meditating. You could do those meditations while you're cooking or taking a walk. I've been manifesting what resonates with me instead of what I intend to happen. Why is that? Well, what resonates with you, that's the programming from the past. So I don't know what you exactly mean by what resonates with you, but what you intend would be more important. What you intend is what you want. How do you want your life to look? Okay, so you're manifesting what you intend, what you picture. What do you picture? The purpose of affirmations, or any technique, affirmations, scripting, imagining, you have to replace old programming, old stories. All those old stories you didn't necessarily consciously create as your reality, right? Those were all the experiences, the sum total of experiences, thoughts, beliefs that you adopted and experienced through a lifetime. Okay, is any of it true? A lot of it's not even true. If it's victim mentality, it's not true. You got to, so to shift out of victim mentality, you got to replace it with more empowerment, more confidence, more security. You're not a victim. If you're a victim, you're going to manifest a reality. You're going to experience a reality that shows you that you're going to see it in, whether it's in your own life or you see it around people around you. So shift from that and be empowered. Think about just how you want it to be. How do you want life to look? You want it to look safe, secure, free. Those are things you can be focusing on. Just even take those words, then Google it, pull up the definition, pull up synonyms, look at similar words and go, okay, and now try to embody those words. Like, what does that feel like? What does it feel like to be really confident and self-assured and knowing what I want and more clear about what I want in life? The more clear that you are about what you want in life, you will manifest that. Sometimes we're manifesting things because we didn't get like things we don't want because we weren't really necessarily clear. Maybe we didn't have boundaries. Maybe we weren't even clear on what a relationship should look like. I mean, who knows, right? But guess what? The experience you have that you don't like helped you get clear about what you do want. So look at that value you can find in those situations. Now you get more clear. Now you say, oh, I'm not putting up with someone that ignores me, or I'm not putting up with someone who doesn't treat me, as a priority. Now you know what you want. I'm a priority. So you got to focus on imagining and picturing yourself that way as a priority, as the most important person, in the dynamic of that relationship. I mean, mutually. Do I have any more money affirmations, financial abundance, covering all your bills? Yes, I do have an abundance affirmation video on YouTube if you want to go to that. So money affirmations, every dollar I spend, I get $10,000 back. Okay, we want to think about money is always coming in and always going out because you want to be able to spend money. You want to be able to live life, right? Not just hold it in and store it because we're what we call it saving it, but maybe we're even afraid to spend it. So it's learning not to be afraid. Okay, money comes to me easily and effortlessly. My bills are paid. All debts are paid. I'm receiving money. Money comes to me instantly and effortlessly. Okay, it's changing our perspective about money, and it's changing our mind to an abundance mindset and no longer being in a scarcity or lack mindset. Scarcity, lack mindset's like, how am I going to pay my bills? Okay, abundance mindset would be like, you know what? I'm going to figure this out. It's going to work out. Okay, you have to. So you might not have that faith and trust in the beginning, and that's why you're affirming that, because a belief is only a thought that you're thinking over and over, and it becomes a belief. So you start to feel more like it's more true. Yeah, this will be okay. I'll figure this out. I'm sure this will work out. By the way, so when you're feeling that way, I'm sure this will work out. Well, your world is going to reflect and say, oh yeah, you think this will work out? Let me show you. Yeah, it worked out. Okay. Now, sometimes understand, as we're creating a new belief, it can happen overnight, but sometimes it doesn't, okay? So you just have to continue to persevere in the vision of how you want it to be. Even if you went onto Pinterest and you pulled up pictures of a yacht, I was telling this to a client yesterday. I'm like, pull up pictures of a yacht and think, oh, I want to be on that yacht, like having a mimosa in the morning, and that looks nice, a little chartered yacht for the weekend. That would be more productive than thinking about feeling stressed about your bills. And so if you're thinking and picturing the goal, the type of lifestyle you want, the type of experiences you want, you're going to manifest those experiences. But you need to more dominantly have your thoughts in that direction and that feeling of like, that's it. Like, you look at that and you're like, that feels cool. I like that. Like, that feels relieving, right? You're not in the moment of stress and worry, but you're like, Ooh. Your world is going to match that. Yesterday I had a call that reminded me of my client. My call with a client yesterday, she hadn't heard from her specific person in 2 days. And I can see that someone's a little tense when we start the call. And by the end of the call, it's like, you know, maybe even with this video or you watch something and you kind of like, maybe you were anxious and you just needed to kind of be talked down a little bit. Like, it's going to be okay. We need someone to help be a cheerleader in our life. Like, it's going to be okay. Well, by the end of that call, she was feeling better and she received a text message. I don't know if it was within an hour later or 2 hours later. It was like, she got a message, okay? Because, why did she get a message? Not even necessarily from talking, well, it was from talking to me, but not from me, but because she relieved the worry. She wasn't stressed out and worried, but it was like, oh, right? Like just, oh, let that go. What can you do to help let that feeling go? You can go for a walk. You can do a meditation. You could go exercise. You could play the piano or the guitar, an instrument. You could watch a movie that you just really engaged with, just so you're not so anxious and worried about what's going on with a specific person or some other desire in your life. Angel Star, I've started being sassy with my affirmations. I think because I'm starting to believe them more. Yes! Amazing. All right, go girl. So yes, be sassy, right? Because you do believe them. You do believe them. And you're feeling it. Not only do you believe, you start to believe it, guess what? Your world will reflect. Someone will say something to you and you're like, oh yeah, right? Your affirmations being reflected back at you. That's powerful. And that helps you see that your world is reflecting you. And it might just be one person in the moment, but you continue that. Now it's going to be a day later, it's going to be several people. A day later, it's going to be your specific person and several people. You know, it's like you just start to see the shift in your world. Okay, and then because you see them reflect that, you believe it 100%. And you don't even need to affirm anymore because it's a belief. Okay, do you get that? That's kind of the progression of how an affirmation is working. We're replacing old, disempowering stories and beliefs with new affirmations and new stories, because our stories that we tell ourselves is what's creating our world. The stories create our world. The perception creates your world, right? Story is a perception of that story. Your perception is creating your reality. If your perception is, I don't know if they would like me. Let's say you meet someone for the first time. What was your first impression? Wow, what if you put them on a pedestal and you think they're really great? And now you go home and think, I hope they liked me. Now how are you perceiving yourself? Okay, that's why self-concept's powerful. You got to perceive yourself as that sassy one who knows you're the one. Okay, I was listening to a meditation while sleeping. It changed to your I am a goddess meditation. Are you talking about I do have a meditation called the goddess meditation. Or was it, there's lots of them all over TikTok. Oh yeah, because you said I changed to your I am a goddess meditation. How did you like it, Daisy? Oh wait, here's your, okay, woke up and was like, wait, I was saying all that in my dream. It was repeating your meditation. I have had that happen where, right, the meditation just like transferred into the dream, kind of like that lucid dream, like when you feel like you're kind of lucid dreaming. Okay, it is powerful. Meditation, sleep meditations, reprogram the subconscious mind, all of that. You want to have new thoughts. You can't create a reality. You can't create the new reality with your old thoughts. You have to have new thoughts, because the old thoughts will just create the old reality, kind of Groundhog Day playing over and over and over. Old thoughts, the past thoughts, create a predictable future. Those are Dr. Joe Dispenza's words, and they're powerful because it's true. Past thoughts are creating a predictable future. Do you want to live a linear experience like you've been living? I mean, maybe a lot of it wasn't bad. It's not like my life was that bad. Okay, but now, do you understand? You can quantum shift into that reality. quicker than you even knew how. You can do, be, and have anything you want more easy than you even knew how by shifting your mind. You don't have to work. You don't have to, I mean, we're going to take action and move it through this world, but you're going to be in a flow. You're just going to be flowing. Start to think of yourself as someone who's just flowing through life, doing everything you want, getting everything you want, getting your dream life. All good things are happening for you because that's what you'll create. You got to change the thoughts. Is it Charisse? How do we improve our self-concept? Is it just by self-talk? By self-talk. So affirmations are really like self-talk, right? It's what you're thinking and saying to yourself. So yes, really just by self-talk and affirmations. If you want to script out whatever you can do to keep your thoughts aligned with the type of reality you want. Okay, because if you start to pay attention to things you say to yourself, do you look in the mirror? I mean, sure, we all have done this. Look in the mirror and go, oh, now we're pointing out all the imperfections in our face. When we look in the mirror in the morning, if we're sitting there pointing out imperfections, it's going to be a sure result in your reality. Somebody's going to point out an imperfection of you. We have to learn to stop doing that. Stop analyzing ourselves. Stop overthinking. Just decide you're already whole and beautiful, right? We're not looking in the mirror pointing out our imperfections anymore at all. We're pointing out how beautiful we are. Because we could look at that imperfection and say, hey, you know what? These wrinkles are beautiful. Then I'm going to be in a reality where people are saying, you're beautiful. And I love the wrinkles that you have in your eyes. And I love the crow's feet. It's so beautiful on you. Okay. But if I look and I say, oh my God, I hate, and that if that's my dominant belief, then I will see people, I'll probably be out and someone would say, hey, have you ever thought of Botox? Right? Like they'll be implying. So your reality is really reflecting your belief about how you see yourself. So just see yourself in the best light. Okay, so that's how you improve your self-concept, by seeing yourself in the best light. Now, not only yourself, you want to only see the best in everyone. Okay? No longer are you, criticizing or laughing at others or judging others. No more judgments. Okay? Because, do you want to live that reality? It's all a reflection of you. Look at Neville Goddard's words. Only think lovingly of everyone in your reality. Only think lovingly of your specific person, or tell the story how you want it to be. If you're being mistreated, start telling it how you want it to be and watch your world reflect that. Marie, my SP pulled away. Study has stuff to deal with. How can I change that? You have to start, instead of seeing him, he pulled away. What are we imaging in our mind? We're thinking in pictures all the time, right? So when you say he pulled away, you're feeling separate. It feels like he's there. I see that just when I hear that, right? He pulled away. It's like there, going there, pulled away. You want to start saying to yourself, oh no, he is with me. With me. That's how you manifest a reality where he's with you. He's with me. I'm a priority. He sees me as a priority. Okay. Now the stuff he has to deal with, people are able to deal with stuff and be in a relationship. So it's like, what is that picture you want to see? He's able to manage many things in his life. He knows how to multitask. He's got it all under control. He's really good at figuring things out. He knows how to manage his own life. He's able to deal with that. Okay. You have to tell the story how you want it to be. Even when, okay, so here's a key aspect of it, right? Because you're like, well, it's a 3D, so you're gonna affirm that, like he only wants to be, he wants to be with me. He's dealt with all his stuff. He knows how to do that. He's great at managing. And then let's say an hour later you hear from him and he's like, I've got so much to do, and he's acting frantic. In that moment, that's the moment you're gonna go, okay, and you're gonna affirm how you want it to be. He's got this all worked out. It's all working out. He's got that. He's dealt with that. Okay, so you have to persist in the story even when the old reality is playing out. There's a lag, right? We're manifesting instantly, but there's the lag based on your perception of reality. In that moment, he could instantly say, he could tell you he has something to deal with, and then if you affirm, no, he's got it all figured out. He wants to see me. He wants to take me out. He's planning it. He's saying, hey, let's try that new restaurant. If you do that in the moment, you have a very good chance that you're going to get a call or text, right? A text an hour later, hey, I got it all figured out. What do you want to do later? I would love to see you later. See, but you have to keep telling that story and persist in it, even when the 3D reality is showing you something different. This is why having a disciplined mind about how you picture things is important, because you're not going to give importance to the unwanted experience that you see. If I have to set boundaries but want SP to contact me, what's the best way to do it? As I feel if, I don't know if you have more to that. Okay, so, yes, set boundaries. Set boundaries right now. What does it look like to have boundaries? Boundaries is you saying, okay, it's you telling the world how you want to be treated. So get clear on how you want to be treated. How do you expect to be treated as SP, so in a relationship with someone that you're dating, wanting to be in a relationship with, right? What does that look like? It looks like your specific person respects you. It looks like you have certain boundaries of how you expect to be treated. So get clear on how you wanted to be treated by this person. How often are they contacting you? Get clear on that. Get clear on all of that. Okay, the more clear you are and you create boundaries and your standards are up here, the world will match your standards. But when we don't have standards and they're down here or just here, someone's going to match those standards. It's whatever, right? Your world will just show you what your belief is about yourself and how you're treated. Okay, so create those boundaries and expect the new version of him to supersede those boundaries. Okay, they're going above and beyond the boundaries that you set. They're not just matching it. So that would look like you imagining how you're being treated by him or her, right? How you're being treated by your specific person. Those imaginal scenes are powerful because you'll see, many of you already know this, you create those imaginal scenes and then like days later or weeks later, you're like, oh my God, the exact thing I wrote down or the exact thing I affirmed or the exact thing I imagined manifested. Well, it's because you created that. That's creation. That's manifestation. Been doing it our whole life. We just didn't know we were the cause. If you go back and connect the dots of things you thought and what happened in your life, all of that is a direct result of your own imagination. It's kind of, it's getting that understanding that you're the cause. Okay, the best way for him to contact you is, well, you have to create the cause. You're the cause. And the world will reflect it. Will it reflect it overnight? Possibly. If it takes a few days, is that okay? Yes, you got to get more firm in your mind on, he's contacting me. He adheres to my boundaries. He respects me. He's consistent. He's opening up and emotionally available. He wants a relationship. Okay, so what does it look like? What does that dynamic of the relationship look like with him? Get clear on that. And then you also see yourself as that person. You got the boundaries. You're respected. You're a priority. You're getting everything you want. How does that feel? That's what you want to embody, that feeling. Just watching TikToks. How to turn a player into a relationship guy. You have to start saying he's a relationship guy. You start saying, you know what? Maybe he was a player at one time, but I'm the type of person. Who are you? You're the type of one. You're the type of someone who, I mean, you got them wrapped around your finger, and you're the type that he changed him. He wants to be in a relationship with you. Okay, because that already exists in our reality. The only reason he's a player is because an assumption that you had, probably when you met him, maybe there's a bunch of girls around, or maybe you saw Instagram pictures with him and a lot of girls, and now we go, oh, he's really good looking, and I don't think he's a relationship type. You didn't consciously say that. Unconsciously, you're thinking that based on your own judgments and stereotypes and how you believe reality works. You created him to be that guy. So you could create him to be however you want to experience, because there are infinite versions of him. So you need to start seeing him as he is the type of guy, like that version of him wants to be in a relationship. People love relationships. Guys love the security of a relationship. They love that. Okay, so you want to see that reality where he loves that with you. And you play that in your mind and you picture that. Now, if he shows evidence that, he's just going to be a player, you can't let that influence you. Don't let the outside 3D world influence you and your perception of what you're creating. That's the key. When you hear, circumstances don't matter. It doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter what you see out in the world. You can create how you want it to be when you just decide. I want you to affirm, I'm mentally disciplined. I'm focusing on my desire. The reason you have this desire, all of you, is because you're waking up to understand the power that you hold within. You're waking up to realize that you are the God of your reality. You've been given this desire, so you will expand your consciousness and see that reality is more lucid, that you are eternal, that you are more than just a human, personality. You're more than that. So there's a reason you have this desire. Yeah, I'm all green. Makes sense. Need to work on that. Okay, and start just saying, hey, I'm good at working on that. I'm really good at this. You just have to say it like you want it to be. So just declare yourself, I'm really good at manifesting. I'm really good at this. I'm really good at figuring out how I manifest my own reality. I'm really good at getting things overnight. I'm really good at getting everything I want, right? You consistently have those thoughts in your mind. I mean, you eventually won't even have to affirm it, because your world will prove it to you, and that will just be a fact of life. All your facts of life, the facts of your life are only facts because you basically believe them and solidify them. No facts are final. Sherry was saying, you blocked SP to set a boundary, and I still got a text because I persisted in the end of marriage. Thanks for sharing that, Sherry. So look, there's evidence right there. I mean, I know it works. It works. So just keep your boundary. If you don't keep your boundary and it's, standards are low, your specific person will be the old version showing up. So it's like in your mind, you have to set your boundaries. With them, you could even set your boundary too. Whether you do it in your mind, there are infinite ways to do it. What feels good to you? You could do it in your mind, like create the boundaries in your mind, and you're imagining how your person matches and exceeds the boundaries that you set. Oh, Kelly said, can you show us the notebook again? Well, I think it's gonna be backwards. I created this, by the way, so we could become anything we want to be. I never thought I was creative. Now here I'm creating content. I created a notebook. This is my, it says script with me. Yeah. These were my affirmations. So I created this online, and then I put it on Amazon. So you can, the link in my bio has it. It says everything I write in this journal becomes true. Because what I did when I was discovering and I woke up to that I was creating, I saw everything I was thinking was happening. It was crazy, right? Because I was all over the place. I was like resentful, and then these things happened, and they were all and then I was like, oh my gosh, everything I'm thinking is happening. I didn't know in the moment. You don't really realize that till you look at the past of what happened and the thoughts that you had. So I started getting really clear, and for me, the power of scripting, it was powerful, because I would just stay focused and I would just script out how I wanted my life to be. So in 1 year, everything that I had as my dream life that year, everything manifested within a year. So, and then of course, then I have new desires which manifested over time, but that was my inspiration for creating that journal, because that was my personal experience, that I wrote down where I wanted to live there, everything, even my dog. What should you do when you manifest something on a specific day and it doesn't happen? Here's the thing, time is only a perception. If you're focusing so much on time, you're focusing on time as if you don't have your desire, okay? Focus on having your desire right now, because that reality exists right now. Instead of thinking it's in the future, and it's a timeline, a linear timeline, all of creation, you're going to be looking at reality differently. Everything exists right now. All of creation exists. The past and the present and the future are only right here in the moment, in this now present eternal moment. This is the only moment that exists, okay? So when we focus, you can manifest by a date, but you kind of have to be, there's several things you need to be at a place, okay, that you're not feeling so detached from it, like you don't have it, that you're anxious and worried about it, or it has to be by this day, because that's emitting an energy of feeling of like, I don't have this and I'm trying to make this happen, okay? But that's not going to work, because your world will just match that, and it'll just say you still don't have this, okay? So you have to feel more in the place of having something. So feel like you have it now. So let's say someone I really wanted to spend my birthday, my specific person calling me on my birthday, and let's say that was someone's desire. And then they didn't get the call by the birthday. Well, the minute you say, I didn't get the call by my birthday, and maybe you say to your friends, I didn't, and you're thinking about it, I was manifesting them to call me and I didn't get it. You're really that's a new affirmation, that's a new creation, what your thoughts are creating. So you created, didn't get the call by my birthday, didn't get the call by my birthday. Now your world says, yep, didn't get the call by your birthday. It keeps showing you didn't get the call by your birthday. So here's how you tweak that. Your birthday happens. You didn't get the call. Of course you notice it, right? I mean, this is a life. So we see and observe, okay, didn't get the call. You continue to affirm. Even the next day, you may notice didn't get a call, but you continue to affirm. Nope, they're going to call me. They call me. You could get a call 2 days later. What's the difference if it was your birthday or 2 days later? Or a week later, or a month later, and they call you. You have to, the only reason they're not calling you is because of you. That's the only reason, because of you, or the person, right? That's the only reason. Not to do with anything else. You have to persevere. Stay loyal to the vision and the manifestation that you want. If you want them to call you for your birthday, even if your birthday passed, you keep saying it. Nope. And then you're imagining that. You're imagining, what does that look like? What did you hear? Oh, they said happy birthday, maybe put some, emoji or something, said some really sweet, nice things. What did you say back? That's what you want to be doing consistently. Maybe not 24/7, but consistently, knowing that message is for you, and you will get that message. So it's only you being in your own way. So back to the specific day, in order to manifest something in our life, you need to cultivate the feeling of already having it, for the world to match that you have it. It comes from you first. If it comes from here first, wherever, here, the consciousness that we hold in our imagination, if it's coming from your imagination first, and it manifests in the world second. So imagination is first, 3D reality second. Okay, this is a whole new concept that you got to get your head wrapped around, that whole idea, because it's coming from you first in the reality second, which means if it's in your imagination, you already have it. You already have it. But the minute that you look at the 3D, which is the causation, and you say, oh, it's not there, and I want it by this date, you're looking at the world saying, I don't have it. You got to conjure that feeling within. I have this. And don't think, you can manifest things by dates and times. I know you can. I know I can manifest instantly on many topics, working on every topic, okay? So think of the now moment. There is no future, there's only the now. We can't be in the future, we can only be in the present. We can't be in the past, we can only be in the present. We can revise the memory of the past in the present moment. We could revise the future or create the future experience with the present moment. So in the present moment, I want you to feel like, I already have this. I already have this. Angel Star said, what if third party is a wife? It's the same situation. You don't spend any time. You don't have to tell anybody anything. All you have to do is affirm in your mind. You see, your assumption about that is that marriage is dissolving. It's dissolved, okay? They're not happy. They're moving on. They've already had a discussion about that. That's your assumption. So you don't even know what's going on behind the scenes. Okay, you create what's going on behind I mean, you're manifesting every aspect of your reality. You align with the reality where your specific person is married. So start aligning with a reality where your specific person is with you, in a relationship with you. And the wife is in a great relationship with someone else. I mean, she's like an extra in your film. You don't have to spend any energy or thought on her. Okay, what if you took the focus off third and focused on self, but they're still there in the 3D? Well, you're not giving importance to them being there in the 3D. Okay? You're going to see the 3D. So what do you, okay, you took the focus off the third party, focuses on you. You're feeling better. You're focusing on self-concept. You're like, yeah, I got this. And then you look at social media and go, oh, they're still together. What are you feeling in that moment? Oh, it's not working. Oh, they're still together. Oh, shoot. Okay, you look at social media and you go, okay, I know it's already my desire. I want you to feel that way. You look at social media, see them together, you go, no, this is my desire. Hey, that's the old reality playing out. I know that's dissolving away. I know they already had a conversation. I know she's moving or he's moving out of the country and they have a great job and they actually met someone better for them. Okay, so what is your perception when you see, what is your reaction and perception when you see that they're still there in the 3D? You need it, your perception to be, it's the old reality just playing out. That's an old timeline. You've already shifted into a new timeline. Everything is orchestrating for your desire. You just need to stay in that aligned reality, align with that reality. So why do I find it so hard to manifest a text from SP? Well, hopefully you got some ideas of how to, you want to feel like you already are in constant communication, okay? But if you're looking at your phone and you go, oh, I didn't get a message today. It's like, I didn't get it. I still don't have a message. It's so hard. It's so hard. I find it so hard to manifest a text. Okay, your world does not discriminate. Your world, that's what your free will is. You have the free will to create anything you want. You have in your reality, it's you are the operant power. Your reality is like your wish is your command, or whatever. Your words are your command, not wish. That's not your wish. Your words are like a command, okay? I find it really hard to manifest a text. That's an affirmation. That's a command to the world. Non-discriminate world that just reflects, let me show you, it's a little hard to manifest a text. Okay, so if you thought that in the beginning, now all of a sudden it's like it's feeling really hard. Because your world just continues to show you that. You want to say, with deliberate manifestation and deliberate creation, you're looking at the world differently, a whole new perspective. Your perspective is you're the causation, which is true. You've already been doing this. You just didn't realize it. You're the causation. It's easy to manifest a text. It's easy to manifest love into your life. It's easy for people to love you. Right? You would say that. It's easy for me to manifest. It's easy for me to manifest a specific person. It's easy for people to love me. I'm so lovable. I'm so amazing. I'm so incredible. Of course, I'm getting like 1,000 texts a day because they can't stop thinking about me. It's like I'm their world. So that's how you talk to yourself. That's how you create the story. This is nothing new in reality. There's people manifesting, myself included, lots of things on a big scale, but just by changing the story. By changing the story, changing your focus and focusing on that reality of your preferred experience. So several of you asked about self-concept. The course that I came out with, because so many people were asking me if I had a course or to come out with a course. So I came out with a course last month. And that course it's called Mastering Your Reality by Mastering Your Self-Concept. Okay, master your reality by mastering who you are. Stay disciplined in your mind. That I've already had so many success stories from that course. It's all about you identifying as the person with the desire. You have to be that person who says, yes, I'm in this relationship. You get more conviction. You become that version of you right now. Be convinced and have conviction in yourself that that's who you are. Okay, so in that course, I go through exercises to help you purge and dissolve away the old beliefs in the history of what you thought about yourself and your specific person, and now recreate and become that new version of you. How do you persist if the evidence doesn't appear even after a year plus? I would shift more. Well, I would say like I would observe more. What is the story that you're telling? Okay. Because if you're saying the evidence doesn't appear, it's a desire, it's getting under the understanding that it's coming from within you and you're the cause and the world's the effect. Okay, because there must be an opposing story. The only reason we're getting an opposite, when people ask, that's a common question is, why am I getting the opposite? That's what you're getting. You're getting the opposite, which is no evidence. Opposite could mean you're more focused on the fear of not having it, or the feeling that you don't have it, and you're persisting because you're trying to make it happen. But if we're trying to make something happen, then we're going to have a reality that's just showing us that we're trying to make something happen. Instead of feeling like you're doing the manifestation techniques to try to make it happen, you're doing it just to feel good. You're doing it to experience that reality. And when you experience that reality and you feel that reality, your reality will reflect to you and say, oh, you feel, that's what you see and feel, that's how, and it will match and say, oh, let me show you, this is what you feel within. You feel you have it. But if you feel you don't have it, reality, the 3D reality will show you, let me show you, you feel like you don't have it. Okay, it's a simple shift inside. So just observe yourself in the next few days. Maybe don't even, you don't have to affirm. If this is a year, you know your desire. You don't even have to affirm for it anymore. I want you to observe more about how you're thinking just through the day. And I want you to step into more space of like the gratitude for where you're at without focusing on that desire. You're not focusing on the desire. You're focusing on what the desire feels like. That's more importantly, what it feels like. And I want you, and you know what that desire feels like? It feels like gratitude. It feels like, oh, this feels good. It feels like I'm thankful. So step into gratitude and think less about the person or the thing that you want, and think more about gratitude, because gratitude's going to match that. And then I want you to just observe through the day, the next few days, like, where are your thoughts most of the time? Do you feel fulfilled? Because when you are living a fulfilled life, you're stepping into each day feeling more fulfilled. You're going to match a reality that feels fulfilling. But if we feel like we need this manifestation to make us to fill the void, we're actually focusing more on the void. And now we're just manifesting more of a reality to show us that there is that void within us. So you have to fill the void without getting the without focusing on that particular thing, because that isn't working right now. If that's not working right now, turn your attention to things that you're grateful for. Turn your attention to things that you feel good about. Turn your attention to making lists of things that would be exciting to do. What kind of new class would you want? What would seem like, this is your life? Think about it. Today, what did you do today that felt like today feels like it was like a really great day? Does it feel like it was at least okay? And now start implementing them. Every day, make a decision. I'm going to do something that makes me happy today. And make a decision. You're going to do something that makes you happy. Because that aligns with the reality that shows you how you're feeling within. That you're feeling satisfied. Did you feel satisfied today, or did you feel like you didn't have what you wanted? Do you see? I'm giving you little different ideas of like how you could, like how you want to tweak and shift within to feel more satisfied. Or did you not feel satisfied? I'm not saying that's an overall one way. This is not black and white, one way to look at things. There's infinite ways to look at this, right? This is just a perspective of how you can align and shift to that reality. Leanne, I am persisting. Things are changing. If I get her, do I have to continue manifesting? Well, so manifesting, do you mean like a techniques? Do you have to continue with the techniques? You have to just, things are changing. You're persisting, things are changing. Things are changing. You need to persist in the story that you do want. Do you need to continue telling the story that you want? Yes. Okay, because sometimes people manifest the person in their life and it seems good and then it gets a little wobbly, or it's a little hot and cold. The hot and cold is only coming from you, maybe identifying with the old version of you in the old story. You got to get solid in the new story. Create that you're solid in a relationship. When you create you're solid in a relationship, you'll see the world. You will be in a solid relationship. At some point you won't need to, but you might have a new desire where you're shifting yourself and your thoughts, right? What's the best book suggestion I have for manifesting fast? Neville Goddard, The Feeling is a Secret, is a really powerful one, right? Now, you want to manifest fast? Start saying, I manifest fast. I'm really good at this. I manifest overnight. I go to bed and everything just lines up and I wake up and I have my manifestation. Does that mean it's going to happen tonight overnight? It's possible, but you'll be creating that reality because you're creating a new belief. Your new belief will reflect at you. So think of yourself as someone it's really easy and it's really fast and it feels instant. It feels like I manifested things that did feel like it took time, but overall it felt like it was overnight. Like now that I look back on it, I'm like, that felt like it was overnight. And that's an affirmation I have. So is it okay that it wasn't overnight? I do have manifestations that are overnight. I have instant manifestations on many topics because I deliberately created that. So it's like, look at the bigger picture. Look not from like the lower self, like through your eyes of the lower self, but instead look through the eyes of your higher self that has a broader perspective, and start getting a broad, bigger picture of how you want your life to look. Things are easy for you. What's like, we close the book on your life and it says you lived happily ever after. That's implying you had a great life. So start thinking I live happily ever after. I live each day feeling really good and feeling excited. Things always get better for me. I always have opportunities in my life. Great opportunities line up with me. It's easy to manifest money. It's easy to be me. It's easy to have my life. You'll create that reality when you're seeing your reality that way and you're picturing it and you're affirming and you're telling that story. And you won't need to say those affirmations anymore at some point because the proof will be your reality. The reality will show you that it's true. That what's true is only what you believe is true. 4:30, how do I not show up as toxic in the relationship? I'm usually the problem. Well, you have to stop seeing yourself as the problem and stop seeing yourself as toxic. So start looking at how you would not be the problem. So that would be you getting the thing you want, you lining up. Like if it's a problem, the problem isn't always, sometimes it's not about not being clear. Really, all you have to do is tell the story how you want it to be. How do I not show up toxic anymore? Stop telling yourself you're toxic in the relationship. Start telling yourself that how you want it to look, right? Relationship is great. It's a loving, the opposite of toxic would be like loving and caring and authentic and true. So you're true to yourself and you're loving and you're caring and you're authentic. And you're really good at, you're not a problem, or not the problem or a problem, you're the solution and you figure things out and you're really good at figuring things out. It feels really easy for you to always align with the reality that feels good and that feels the type of reality that you want to experience. Wait, is this, yeah, I'm so heartbroken. It's making this manifesting thing harder than okay. How do I fix my heart? Right, when you're coming from a place that your heart feels so broken, I would say because you're manifesting a specific person, don't focus so much on him and the heartbreak or whoever the person is. Yeah, right. I'm not sure who your specific person is. Don't focus on your specific person because when there's heartbreak, now you're focusing on them. You need to get into a better place. And a better place is What are you going to do today to make you feel better? You're going to focus on yourself. You're going to focus on how beautiful you are. And now you're going through some self-improvement journey. Allow yourself to go through a self-improvement journey, right? Seeing yourself as the best. When you see yourself as the best, you're not going to feel so brokenhearted, because you're going to say, well, I'm so great. Like, you could always move on, and there's a lot of great people in the world, or you can move on to the new version of them, but you got to move away from having the broken heart and identifying with the person with the broken heart. But, of course, allow yourself to have that feeling. Like, you could feel brokenhearted, but I know what that feels like. You don't want to feel that way. So how can you shift each day to feel better? Self-care. Take care of yourself. Self-love. See yourself. Do everything for yourself that you feel you've always wanted. Start thinking about things that would make your day better today. Could you watch a movie that would make you feel better? Could you watch something that would make you laugh? Could you go for a walk that would make you feel better? You just have to be your own cheerleader. You got to be disciplined in your mind. You have to make a choice. Okay, your choice is to wake up every day and say, I've got the rest of my life to live. If you want to manifest this person back into your life, you need to be that person who says, I've got the rest of my life to live, and be more inspired about life than more feeling like a victim of the old circumstance of a breakup. Let yourself be empowered. Go put on a song that empowers you. And wake up with a song that gets you going in the morning and makes you feel better. And it might not, you kind of, sometimes even fake it till you make it could be powerful. Just put that music on. Decide you're going to feel better, right? You just got to push yourself a little bit sometimes. Okay, because I promise you, it does get better. This too shall pass. Those words are powerful. Nia's reading said, I manifested an SP that I scripted word by word. And after first amazing date, he ghosted. Okay, but isn't that cool? How? Okay, first of all, you script it out, and word by word, they match that. So first, doesn't that show you the power that you hold? I mean, it's just proving to yourself that you are the operant power, and literally whatever you scripted, you could script what kind of car they drive. They would be driving that car. You could script where they live, like even the exact building, and they could live there. This is how deliberate we can manifest. Okay, so you were ghosted. Well, okay, what happened at the end of the date? Let's say you didn't hear from him right away. What was your assumption? It was like, wait, I thought it went well. And then did you have any worries and doubts or fears? Like, something within you, even if it's an old story that just played out, your job is, when you didn't hear something the next day or 2 days later, are you like, oh no, I'm ghosted? Or this is what I want you to do. Oh no, he's so in love with me. He's exactly what I wrote down. He can't stop thinking about me. I mean, he felt such a connection like I did. He's already thinking about when we're going out again. He's already thinking about the best restaurant that he loves. He wants to show me. So you got to tell that story. Because the minute you realize I get it. We realize we're ghosted in the moment. But that ghosting only comes from you. Whether it's an old story or in that moment, kind of like, oh, wait a minute. I didn't hear from him. I haven't heard from him all day. Now it's later at night the next day. And what is the feeling within? It's like sinking stomach. I know. I know what that feels like. You got to get a hold of the emotion and be a creator. Be a creator. And it doesn't matter how much time passed, because right now you just have to start telling that story and be persistent in that new story, in the story of going out again and what that looks like. And imagine you're like looking across the table and laughing at dinner and having such a good time, and like it feels like your souls are connected the way you're gazing in each other's eyes. It's just really deep. Now, if you're going to have that story that you're thinking about, I guarantee you're going to have a second date. And now go farther. You're in if that's what you want, right? You can go farther. We're consistently seeing each other. You got to keep picturing that thing you want. Not the thing, but if it's any desire, right? You picture that reality. Picture. So it's not a big deal that you thought he ghosted you, because you solidified that he ghosted you. Do you see that? When there's an experience we don't want, we don't have to give it any importance. This is really, okay, you're going to learn to not attach to your emotional feeling and detach from that and be more of a creator and more of a chooser. You're just choosing the reality you want. You got ghosted? Okay, no big deal. Like, it feels like you're ghosted. You got to feel like, no big deal. You're going to say to yourself, no big deal. I know what to do. And now you're picturing that it's not even second date. It's like the fifth date. It's like you guys are already talking about moving in together. Okay, if that's what you want, right? You need to go into that vision of how you want to create things in order for that to manifest. Because the minute that you're thinking you're ghosted, and now how are you feeling? And maybe you're even telling your friends, I don't know, I didn't hear, and then what's going on? Maybe now what are we thinking? Maybe he likes someone else. Does he really maybe he has a girlfriend, or maybe he's dating other people. Because everyone talks about dating, if it's a dating app or whatever, people are dating a lot of people at the same time. You don't want to believe that. That's not even true. It's only true in your reality if you believe it's true. The things in your reality that you're experiencing are only the things that you believe as possibilities in your reality. So in your reality, it's not a possibility. The only possibility is you go on a date with someone and they fall madly in love with you like that first night. They are head over heels for you that first night. And that's the kind of, that's kind of image you want to picture yourself for continued dates, for someone to fall totally head over heels for you. I've got to run. You're powerful creators. Keep your mindset, right? Affirm how you want your reality to be. Don't let it be like a chore. It's just changing your thoughts. Change it. You're thinking all these thoughts anyway. Are you going to think the thoughts of I'm not chosen, or are you going to think of the thoughts that I am chosen? I am amazing. I am incredible. I am the coolest thing in this world. Everyone wants to be part of my world. Because if you're saying that about yourself, your world's going to say, oh, let me show you you're the coolest thing. And everyone wants to always include you, and everyone always wants, to compliment you. Okay, so whatever experience you want, you only need to have those thoughts. You guys are powerful. Have a wonderful afternoon. All right, love you all. Have a great afternoon. Bye.